Welcome back. You with us here on Opening Fire. You got the market, which is going to start trading in about 4 minutes' time. Gaurav Bissa is with us, a derivative analyst with LKP Securities. Gaurav, good morning. Good to have you here. I think we also have Sacchitanand Uttekar. He's with Motilal Oswal Securities. He's a technical analyst. He's also with us right now. Good morning, both of you. Gaurav, as we start, is there anything one should do after 2 days of such strong gains, or just wait for some consolidation?
Good morning. I think one should not wait for consolidation. We have seen a good amount of breakout coming in from 8,000 levels, and if you look at option data, 8,000 call option had the highest consolidation for months and months. So it's going to be a psychological effect, psychological impact as well for the call writers, which were heavily short on 8,000 call options. So I think one can wait for a dip, 30-40 points if it comes, and have a stop loss of 7950 to 7920. When it can, if you can head towards 8250 to 8300 in the current series if 8,000 is held. So I would say if somebody wants to wait for 30-40 points, do not wait for a correction of 100 points, 150 points, because below 8,000, I think markets would not be that good or that lucrative. But I don't think it will be 200 points cut coming from here. Rather, I would be playing for 8,250, 8,300 now.
So buy the open, don't wait, Gaurav. That's what you're saying.
That is what I said, that if somebody wants to wait only for 30-40 points, we may see some 20-30 points cut coming in today. There's a possibility. We have seen 300 points up move in 2 days. So a 30-40 points cut, I think that is not much to ask. But assuming that 8,000 will be breached, I am saying that is difficult. One can start buying options. Do not play with futures if somebody is a little bit in a fix that if he has more 300 points, start buying call options.
Yeah. You know, the options data though, I mean, you know, there was massive call selling, right, between 7,800 all the way to 8,000. And then as the market moved higher, there was a massive squeeze as well. The market spotted higher. So how much can we read from options data beyond just an indication? I guess that is debatable, but got your point. I just want to quickly run through some more numbers. Power Grid, Tata Chemicals, Natco, amongst others. Pankaj is here. Pankaj, quickly.
Prashant, Power Grid, not that great set of numbers. So PAT coming in at 1,599 crores. Expectation was slightly for a higher number. Total income came in broadly in line. Tata Chemicals, good set of numbers. Profits came in at 242 crores. There was no major exceptional item over there. And EBITDA came in at 520. Natco Pharma came in at a profit of 60 crores. That was also a good number, with EBITDA coming in at 92 odd crores. Care Ratings, 35 crores versus 26. Decent numbers, not that good, not that bad. UFO Movies, we will be talking to the management. Numbers look absolutely flat, but probably people are saying it's because of the World Cup in the quarter that they had that impact. And Vatek Wabak coming in absolutely in line. Profits numbers 69 crores versus 70 crores, 66, 67 was what the street was expecting.
Okay, we've got a few other numbers as well we want to put out. But in just a bit, I mean, GMDC, terrible set of numbers, Sagar Cements, etc. So Hina will get you that list in just a bit. But we are about to kick off the open this morning. And let me just quickly revisit the prices as things stand. 12 points on the Nifty, 50 points on the Sensex right now. So this is the start we're likely to get. BPCL, Sun Pharma, Lupin are the top three gainers. Tata Motors, DVR, ONGC, BOB, these are also higher at this point. ICICI Bank, Tech Mahindra, Bharti Infratel, these are some of the stocks which are under pressure in terms of trade. Okay, what do we have? Here we go. The first trades. 12 points on the Nifty, 80 points on the Sensex. So 25 and 80 on the Nifty and the Sensex respectively. Asian Paints is starting marginally higher. SBI is up 1/3%. ICICI Bank is down 1%. BPCL is 5% higher. ONGC is up 0.6%. Power Grid is higher for starters. BHEL is up 1/3. L&T is down 0.75%. That's about 11-12 odd rupee cut. 1463 on Larsen. BPCL is up 5.5%, reacting to numbers. Jet reacting to strong numbers, 3.5% higher. We'll just put out the entire list. United Spirits is down 3%. Again, margin shocker, 23.90 on United Spirits. Sun Pharma is up 2.5%. That is on the back of Taro, which reported strong set of results for the fourth quarter. Power Grid reported earnings. So this is the list of companies now which Pankaj just put out. Tata Chemicals is up 2.5%, again reacting to numbers. Natco Pharma is up 3.6%. All these stocks would be at the bottom of the screen if you want to check the price at any point. Natco is higher and moving up a bit more. Care is up 2.6%. Care reported profits which are up 30% quarter on quarter. UFO Movies is on your screen. It's up 5%. And Viatech Vabag reported earnings as well, which are absolutely in line. The stock is up about 0.8%. Some other GMDC, if you can look at that, there's a big crash in profits for GMDC. Stocks down 1%. Sagar Cements reported earnings. That'll come up on your screen. KCP Sugar, Neyveli Lignite, FDC. These are some of the other stocks which all posted earnings post market hours. It's almost a flood of earnings as the earnings season winds down. I mean, as always, 40 points on the Nifty and about 130 points on the Sensex. So, a bit of hesitation early on, but then the market is now chugging along pretty nicely. 0.5% already on the Nifty with just about 2 minutes open behind us. So this is looking good. BPCL, by the way, is up 6.5%. That's a 60 rupee move on BPCL, 989. This inevitably there is one or two 5, 10, 20% mover. I mean, go back the last 8-10 days. Every day there is something. A long list of these stocks: Just Dial, Jubilant, Dish TV, Ashok Leyland, Lupin, Cipla, Tech Mahindra recently. So maybe BPCL today, but very large moves for a variety of reasons. But we've had these moves now for the last more than 8-10 trading sessions. You got Lupin, which is up 2%, by the way, back at about 1500, but it's not quite been able to take that out, that 1500 mark. SBI is up 2%. 187 is where SBI is trading at. SBI reports numbers today. You've got Kotak Bank, Idea, Hindalco, TCS and Adani, which are up about 1% as well. So this is how we are looking to start the trading session. 35 points on the Nifty, so there is a bit of a cool off, but not too much at all right now. Okay, so let's get some first thoughts in from Sacchitanand as well. Sacchitanand Uttekar is technical analyst with Motilal Oswal Securities. Sacchitanand, thank you for joining us. Where do you stand? Do you think the market is good for more gains and it's a trending market? It will remain a trending market?
Well, good morning. Well, absolutely, yes. If you look at the last week, the entire last week, we saw a phenomenal run from the supports around 7700. We have seen incrementally, a gap up opening and a sustained move. So the overall development is very well gelling with the overall trend that we have seen so far. We saw the entire expiry in this particular range of 7700, 7950, and that particular range has been breached with good volumes and a very sustained breakout. So we expect this particular trend to continue. In fact, we expect the markets to head higher towards the level of around 8200, 8300 would be an extended target for this particular expiry. So yes, the trajectory is clearly on the higher side. And if you look at the overall mix, we have the right sectors which are again in momentum. So sectors like cement, which pulled the market in the first half. We have private banks which are again trending up. We have most of the infrastructure stocks again gaining in momentum. So overall, I think the mix is also supporting this particular fact that the market is trending higher, and we expect this particular trend to sustain further.
Okay, so what would you do? Just go along the Nifty, just go along the indices?
Well, if you look at Nifty, we have already seen a strong up move in last couple of trading sessions. If you look at as I said, if you look at all the openings, we have seen a gap up opening. So probably what we are expecting is that the opening which we have seen today has we have not seen a gap up kind of a scenario. So we expect this particular move to sustain in next few days. We expect the immediate target of around 8160 on the Nifty, and if you look at the overall pattern, then only a breach below say 7960 or so will distort the momentum. So we are firm right now. The way we have the market has opened, we expect this particular momentum to be continued in coming week as well.
Okay, Gaurav, what about you? I mean, would you, the natural instinct is after you see such a large move, you just throw up your hands and say, well, I missed it. Maybe the next time, right? But if this is something bigger, then you might as well, feel uncomfortable and still get in, still buy in. Would you say do that, or you think you'll get opportunities along the way?
Well, I would not say this time that at least we have missed the opportunity, because it's a strong breakout, and when a strong breakout comes after at least a month of consolidation in Nifty, and that garners a good amount of buy. So it's a chance that you need to take. It's an opportunity that you need to grab it with both hands. So that is what I was saying, that even if it falls by 30-40 points, one can go long, because the targets that I am seeing is 8250, 8300. So people who think that it's risky buying Nifty at 300 points above from last 2 days level, then one can go long and buy 8300 call option. Not at these levels, but let the market at least get flat, and then can go long on those call options. I think even that will give good amount of return, because 8000, as I have been saying, that emphasizing that it's a strong breakout, whether it is in terms of options, whether in terms of technicals, it's a strong breakout, and the consensus would now be that we'll have at least 200 points rally coming in. So even if it's a 150 points rally from here, even that would give a good amount of returns on your investment on your call options, and that is the reason why I'm emphasizing at least have some sort of bullish positions. Do not buy Nifty at these levels. A little bit on dips. If the Nifty goes flat, at least buy call options.
What about stocks, Gaurav? Where are you seeing opportunities? What kind of names?
Well, there are some who are seeing good amount of opportunity. SKS Micro being one of them. Cipla is one stock that we are positive on. It's seen a good amount of shorts, but exhaustion is clearly there in the short side. So one can buy at 465, 470, have a stop loss of 455. It can try to touch levels of 500 and 520. 500 would be immediate resistance. If that is crossed, another 5% cannot be ruled out. So that is one stock that we are. Axis Bank among the banking names is looking very strong. It's given a strong breakout, having a stop loss of 505, and can play for targets of 540. So these are some of the names. We will not be gung ho about the names. As and when the opportunity comes, or other if market sees a small amount of dip, I think that can be utilized to go long in stocks as well.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw a few names your way. Larsen, Gaurav, where do you stand in this one?
We are quite positive, but I would not be recommending going long at these levels. It's seen a 15%, 16% move coming in. You can say even 20% move in last 2-3 days. So I think this is one stock that if somebody is holding, play what trailing stop losses, but fresh buy I would not be recommending at these levels.
Okay, Tech Mahindra. These are names which, again, like the market, have been consolidating for a while, and then they suddenly break out, right? I mean, the behavior is almost pretty similar to what the Nifty has done over the last 2 days.
Yes, but there's a major difference. Yes, the stocks that you're talking about, they have come out of consolidation. They have moved 10%, 12%, whereas Nifty after consolidation has moved by 1%. So, and that is the difference that I am talking about. The upside for the Nifty is seen at 3%, 4% from here, whereas these have already moved 10% to 20%, and that is why I would say that wait for a dip, because the momentum is strong in the names as well. But at these levels, the risk reward is not that favorable, and it's better to watch out some other stocks that can give better returns rather than going in the stocks that have moved 20% in last 2-3 days.
Okay, Sacchitanand, a couple of stocks your way. If you can look up Thermax and look up Cummins, and tell us what you make of those two, Thermax and Cummins.
Just give me a minute.
%5 yesterday, it's done another 4% right now. And Thermax is at about 745. The 52-week high was 1144. The all-time high was, of course, 1600, 1700 or so. Both are coming off. If you have the charts up, Sacchitanand, you want to comment? both these names?
Yeah. Yes. If you look at Thermax, we have clearly seen that the stock has been trending down from the levels of around 1200, and we have really not seen any strong developments even right now. We have seen the results reaction yesterday, and I think the stock is up substantially in last two trading sessions. But if you look at the overall trend, the trend clearly remains down. It is something wherein one should avoid a scenario like this when the market is trending higher. So clearly, it's an underperformer. One should avoid creating any long positions here.
Avoid creating long positions in these names. Let's put up Lupin, which is actually jumping up as we speak. It's up about 1521. So it's shot up $20 in the last minute or so. I mean, actually. So 1520 is where Lupin is at. I mean, the price before the results came out the week before last was closer to last week, actually. It was 1650. From 1650, it fell to 1470-ish or so. It is back at 1500 plus, but 1530 now. So this is surging. 1530 now, 1535. That's a pretty fast-paced move on Lupin. So that's 64-65 rupees gain coming in very, very quickly at this point in time. I just want to take a look at some other stocks. Sacchitanand, the oil marketing stocks, if you have any thoughts. BPCL is up 5. I think IOC, HP are also gaining in sympathy.
Well, absolutely, yes. We have seen a very strong trend getting developed here. We have seen a good consolidation for last couple of days, and again we are seeing an uptick. If you look at BPCL, we saw the stock trending down towards the 200 moving average, taking support and rebounding from it. So the entire structure is panning out well. We expect the stock to head higher towards the level of around 1040. And if you look at the entire formation, a stop loss can be placed at around 920, and still long positions can be initiated. So from the lot, I think BPCL is one particular stock there where we would like to create even fresh long positions even at this time.
If you can look at a stock called Sharda Cropchem, it was up 20% yesterday. It was a limit up. It's up another 2.5%, 3% right now. Gaurav, any thoughts on this one? 357. I remember the IPO, the day of the listing, it was up 50%. Came to the market at 200 rupees. It's 355 now. Done very, very well. Any thoughts?
Which stock you talked about?
Sharda Cropchem.
No, I am not tracking that.
All right, Gaurav, thank you for your time. Appreciate you joining us with that perspective. We just take a quick look at what the Nifty is doing as well. You've got about a 45 odd point gain now, so it's looking pretty solid. 150 points on the Sensex, so about 0.6% there. The mid cap and small cap indices are also matching what the large caps are doing. So 11,258 on mid cap index, 67 points higher. And the small cap index also in value terms is right there, 11,112, 65 odd points higher there as well. So broader markets matching what large caps are doing. Sacchitanand, do you track some of the global indices, to get an overall picture of how things are, sort of developing for global markets, and what's your view?
The focus has been more on Nifty right now, and the kind of patterns that we are seeing, clearly we have seen a good outperformance in last week. So we have not tracked the global markets recently, but if you look at the overall picture, yes, we are leading somewhere, and we focus on more on Nifty and domestic markets.
Okay, fair enough. Sacchitanand, thank you for your time. Appreciate you joining in with that perspective this Friday morning. See you soon again. Thank you. Pankaj is here. Pankaj, any stocks you want to highlight? Names apart from which I have already put up?